Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Outs here. It's Tuesday morning, and we're just doing a regular old classic Jurassic Tuesday trivia. As you can see, it's our guy Doug Christie, assistant coach of the Sacramento Kings. We saw him on Sunday at the preseason game. Yeah, Doug Christie is actually, in a lot of ways, a pretty good Raptor, unsung Raptor, and we'll talk about him to an extent. But we'll wait for some people to come into the chat room so that we have enough players for the trivia. So if anybody has anything they want to say, I'm going to say something here. Dana is here first. Good morning, Dana. Good morning to everyone. Amit's here. Good to see Amit. Yo, keep safe, Amit. We bless you and wish you safety and happiness and all good things with what's going on in your country, Amit. Guardian Transit's here. Good morning, freaks. Good morning to you, Guardian Transit. Good to see some of our players here to play Doug Christie Classic Jurassic Tuesday Trivia. Of course, the Raptors returned from Vancouver yesterday. It's confirmed on Dennis Schroeder's Instagram account saying back in the six. And in some ways, it's funny when Dennis says that because he never really was in the six for very long. If you count being in the six, running in and getting your jersey, throwing it on and taking a couple snapshots and then running out to the airport and getting back on a plane to go to Vancouver, being in the six. Well, Dennis, I feel like you just first arrived yesterday. Because really, seriously, how long were you here before in the six with the Raptors when you came over? You were here for like half an hour, maybe. But Dennis is back. And it's really, really nice to see him reunited with his family here in Toronto at their new place. Very, very cool stuff. All right, let me see what else you guys are saying right now. Let's see. Trevor J is in here first. Let's see. Commissioner Trevor J saying, "Good morning, Raptors family. We need to pray for our brother who's in Israel. I'm watching how Israel is destroying the Gaza Strip." Yeah, there's a lot of craziness over there going on. And, I've heard some really awful stories about different things. And you know what? Humanity just doesn't need any of this. It's just too bad that this situation is the way it is. In some ways, you know what? I and it's way over my pay grade as far as like trying to figure out this conflict in Middle East. And it's not really something that I feel totally knowledgeable about to the extent that I should be espousing my opinions about exactly what should be done. So I'll just leave it at this. I stand by peace. I stand by not killing people. I stand by stopping and putting down those guns and stopping doing whatever is going on over there that's bad. I've heard a lot of different things, and some of the things I don't know if are totally true. There is also a certain level of propaganda and different things that are put out there to rouse up anger on both sides, not just one side. It's on both sides. Propaganda and different things to make people really feel emotional about it. And they'll get really more active about it. Of course, here in Toronto, we've had both sides get grouped up in different parts of the city and show demonstrations and a lot of interesting things happening here, even that stem from what's happening in Israel. So yeah, very, very sad stuff. And once again, we don't need war. We do not need war in this world. We need more love, peace, and understanding and happiness. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Amit's saying I might have to leave in the middle because rockets are getting launched at them. Wow. See, that's crazy. We love Amit. Amit has been a person who's been coming to this channel for most of this past year. And he's a really smart, intelligent young guy who lives in Israel. And he just started high school. And he is telling us right now that he may have to leave our trivia at any moment because he is being fired upon by rockets. That is crazy to me. That is so sad and so messed up. Well, Amit, I wish you well. And hopefully you can just stay and play the game with us today. That would be awesome. And safety as always. I'm telling you, man, we want to put a protective barrier around you and your loved ones for sure. Nako saying Victor versus Wemby was neat. Wemby looks better than in Summer League. Yeah, he does. I know Wemby's going to be a badass. I mean, this is the thing. The difference between Wemby and Chet is yoga. I'm just going to say it. That is the difference right there. Victor Wembanyama went on had a goal to strengthen his body, and he's been very successful. You can look at pictures of him between when he was 16 and how he is now at 19. And he is a totally different looking person. He's very, very strong, a lot stronger than he looks. And the other thing about it is he's super flexible. There was one steal he got where he did like a split with his legs. If you see the picture, his legs are completely split apart, and he gets his hand just on one thing and he steals it. And it causes a fast break where he gets an easy dunk. Then there was another play where they beat him on defense and he reached over the guy's shoulder and blocked him from behind. Telling you, Spurs Nation, I'm so happy for you guys. Too bad you didn't win that game. It's preseason. Who cares? But man, Wemby's looking good. Oh, yeah, he is. Troy Henry saying, happy belated Thanksgiving family. Thank you, Troy. Good to see you, man. Always great to see Raptorfreak, Troy Henry. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family also. And Dana saying, be safe, Ahmed. Yeah, be safe for sure. And if you do need to get out of there, don't stay for trivia. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. This trivia is not worth it. Let's see. Nako's saying stay safe also. Yeah. And he's saying thank you to everybody. He's saying thank you, trying to stay safe. Yeah. Listen, whatever, you're living in a war zone right now. And that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Tom saying, well said, Lex. Peace be with you, Ahmed. That's right. Peace for the people of Israel and peace for the people in Gaza also, just in general. I mean, oh, man, it's crazy. I hate hearing about the stories that come out of there. Trevor J saying, last night my Drake experience was awesome. The best concert I ever went to. Drake is the best. There you go. Trevor J, Commissioner J, going to the Drake concert last night in Atlanta and really enjoying it. Seems the best one he's ever been to. If I know Commissioner J, he's been to a lot of concerts. He's probably seen a lot of different people over the years. And this is high praise. This is high praise. Well, Drake's our dude, Mr. Drizzy. That's right. Ahmed saying he just wants world peace. Also, peace in this world. Yeah. Yeah, it's so messed up. I mean, the more I hear about the attack and how it went down with the music festival, the more I'm like, this is messed up. You know, these kids were just there to visit and have a good time. And I get it. There's different things I could say that, not necessarily be said. But when you come in and messing with innocent people that really, and this is the other thing about that music festival, it's not just Israelis that were at that music festival. There's people of all faiths and people from around the world that came to that music festival and were touched by terror when they came across and did that. And, in some ways, when I espoused opinions on this, I didn't totally have every single thing about everything, but still it's not good either way. I don't like the terrorist attack on the music festival, and I don't like the response either. I understand this is what they say they got to do, but it's still really bad and messed up to just bombard and kill a whole bunch of people too. So either way, like Ahmed, we just want peace. We want peace, love, and understanding. That's right. Monique is here. Good to see the super fan, Monique Lawrence. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Good morning to you, Monique. It's always great to see you here. Tom Duke saying, me too, buddy. He wants it too. So right across Canada, all the way over there. We want world peace around the world, y'all. MSJ saying, keep safe, Ahmed. We love you. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, bro, from Ahmed. All right, and Fiercey saying, good morning, fam. Happy and peaceful Tuesday. Be careful, Ahmed. There you go. Fiercey's here to do, maybe I shouldn't say battle, to compete with Ahmed for this trivia real quick. We're going to start it up real soon. Hearts to MSJ. And Guardian Transit saying, peace needs to start from the top down. Put away weapons and let's look after everyone properly. See, I can agree with this too. In some ways, this is not an equal battle in any kind of way. There is one side that is very, very much more powerful. And, anyway, let's not go too far into this. In some ways, we need to have everybody just kind of get saner minds. In some ways, having a revengeful heart or those kind of things just doesn't help anybody. It really, really doesn't. I love what George Takei said on his Twitter this week about the response to Pearl Harbor and the Americans and Hiroshima. This is a very kind of good example in some ways of kind of overkill. Hiroshima. Yeah. And in some ways, we don't need to be doing stuff like that. We really, really don't. It's anti-humanity and it's not right. It's not right. Let's see. Ahmed saying at Fiercey, thank you. Good luck in trivia today. Yeah, this is going to be fun. And well put, man, for a Guardian Transit. MSJ saying, I did think Chet looked a bit better, though. But V-Web looks to be not far off from having a number of unstoppable moves. Yeah, he did this weird up and under around Chet that was like a guard. Listen, I'm telling you, we're just scratching the surface with Victor Wembanyama. And the Spurs are going to be way better than people think they are going to be this year. They think they're not sure about them. Well, you're going to be sure real quick. Randolph saying, good morning, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Hope everyone had a great, enjoyable Thanksgiving. Hugs to one and all. Praying for Israel and the people in that part of the world. Yeah. And seriously, I'm not just praying for Israelis. I'm praying for Palestinians also. I pray for both sides. In some ways, killing is wrong, and I just don't like either side killing either side, and it's no good. Nako saying Chet's offense would say looks smoother than Wemby's, a better defender. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to downgrade him. I'm just going to disagree with you guys, and it's all opinion anyway. I'm just part of the perception of saying that Victor's better, and I think he will be in the long run. He definitely will be. Let's see. Amit saying, y'all make sure to like up the stream. I appreciate that, Amit. And Trevor's saying, not Atlanta, Lex. It was in Columbus. Oh, okay. I thought you, for some reason, you were saying you went to Atlanta for the Drake concert. No, that was in Columbus, that one. Okay, good stuff, Trevor. What was your favorite song? I want to know. MSJ saying, war is a reason why I don't go for ideology, political, religious, or otherwise. People forget who they are and do terrible things in the name of the word. Words written in ideology put a spell on you. This is great words of wisdom coming from somebody who doesn't usually have words of wisdom for us like this. Chris, thank you for your words. He's exactly right. If you're falling into like some sort of ideologies that make you kind of go against your personal morals, then that's not good. That's not good. If you're already somebody who wants to be crazy and barbaric, you might be already doing that. But Quick Takes is here. Good morning, Lex and the Raptor Freaks. Let's get it. Yeah, all right. On that note, let's start the trivia. And NBA Quick Takes is here. Give NBA Quick Takes a good follow. Doing his season preview still. I think he just released a Pacers one, a couple other teams just recently. All right, here's the first question, guys. Yeah, he goes for the humor. I like that. And Tom Duke saying, game on, folk trivia. I am Doug Christie. Yeah, we're doing Doug today. I was like, man, I wanted to do Marcus, but we did Marcus already. We've already done Marcus Camby, Classic Jurassic. So we'll do the Doug Christie today. All right, guys. So you know the first question. What is Doug Christie's middle name? What is the middle name of Mr. Doug Christie? He used to play for the Raptors. Fiercely is in there. She's fiercely in there and going to get Doug. Doug's middle name is Dale. So it's Doug Dale. Doug Dale Christie. It makes me think of Dick Dale, like the old surf guitar, rock guitar, surf guitarist. He's except it's Doug Dale. Doug Dale Christie. That's right. Dave. His name is Dave. I like that. We'll call him Doug Dave Christie. Doug Dave Christie. All right. The second question is, what city and state was Doug born in? Yeah, what city and state? Tony Allen's so right on Scottie Barnes. Yeah, I like what Tony Allen was saying about Scottie Barnes. That show was goofy, but still, I like what they're saying. Race Mode Daily's saying Seattle, Washington. And Race Mode Daily's getting on the board today. That is exactly right. That is where our guy Doug is from. Good to see Edmund come in and play trivia this morning. I like to see that. Yeah, y'all are just behind my friend Race Mode, racing to it and getting it. Yeah, I love it. Cali, San Diego. No, he's from Seattle. He's a Seattle, Washington kid. All right, what team and pick was he in the draft? In the NBA draft, what team drafted him and what number pick was he? Yeah, busy day today. I'm going to be listening. Doug is one of your favorites. Cool. I like that Quick Takes. Let's see. Lakers? No, it wasn't the Lakers who drafted him. Ahmet got it. It was the Sonics. The Sonics drafted him, his own hometown, and it was at number 16. So Ahmet's getting 100 points, 50 for each answer. Good stuff. Trevor J saying, every day as we rise, it's a learning experience. So you never too old to learn. Knowledge is key to success. That's right. I truly believe in being a lifelong learner. I feel like too many people think that they're just like, it's arrogant to think, oh, I just know everything at this point. I'm just who I am. I'm just going to be this person. Well, see, this is the thing. You can learn not just book knowledge and smarts. You can also learn life lessons and become a better person. So I'm all about lifelong learning. Thank you, Trevor J, for your words of wisdom this morning. That's awesome. Yeah, they traded him to LA on draft day. That's right. That's why he was a Laker for his rookie year and never really played for the Sonics because they traded him. Yeah, they did. That's right. Seattle number 17. Oops, wiki. That's funny. All right, y'all. Come on, y'all. Get ready here. This is a question where a lot of y'all can get answers real quick. Let's see. What numbers did Doug Christie wear in the NBA? There's 6 numbers he wore when he played in the NBA. What are the 6 numbers that he was on? Yeah, there you go. No worries, Fiercey. Okay, Amit wants 35. You can get 35, Amit. You get 35. Let's see who's next. He's also getting number 8. Yep, number 8 is there. Na, 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 na. Tom Duke's going to get number 13. Tom Dookie. Tom Ducarelli. I was talking to Gubstown Clink last night about you coming here. Let's see. Fiercey wants 35. Nope, 35's already taken. Seymour. Good to see the Sheriff, Seymour Pape, going in for number 17. Unfortunately, 17 is not one of the numbers. But good to see you, Seymour. We love you, man. Fiercey, 21. Sure, you can have 21, Fiercey. Fiercey gets 21. 21, can you do something for me? Yeah. Amit Gaming's going to say 7, and he's got 7. So Amit's getting 7. And Fiercey's got number 1. So there you go. All right, that's all the numbers. He wore number 35, number 8, number 7, number 13, number 1, and number 21. And, of course, Tom got the number that he wore for us, which is that number right there before that gentleman won that number. Wore that number. Jerome Williams wore that number after him. So, yeah, there's a couple of 13s in the Raptors history. Jerome Junkyard Dog Williams and Doug Dale Christie. That's right, Doug Dale. Yeah, there we go. All right, good stuff. All right, the next question is, and this is one of my signature questions, what is the nickname of Doug's alma mater? What is the nickname of Doug's alma mater? Yeah, Douglas Dale Christie. Yeah, I like that name, Doug Dale. Hey, Doug Dale, come on, let's go dribble the ball and shoot some hoops. Yeah, okay. All right. What is the nickname of Doug Dale Christie's alma mater? All right, you're giving me the mascot, and I'll take it, Doug. Tom, I'm going to give it to Tom because he did say wave. Basically, I was just looking for the word wave. And in the interest of things, I'm going to give Tom Duke the points on this one, just to be nice. Amit's right behind, though, with the waves there. Pepperdine Cookies. MSJ's trying to get a dunk in the middle of trivia by being silly. Yeah, Pepperdine Cookies. It's Pepperdine Farm Cookies. The Mint Milano. Pepperdine Cookies. Oh, my gosh. Where is MSJ on here? Where is he? I got to give him a dunk on that one. Pepperdine Cookies. That's hilarious. Good stuff. Yeah, Willie the Wave is the mascot, but they are the Waves. The Pepperdine Waves. There you go. Sweet. Yeah. All right. Next question. All right. Here we go. Y'all get ready for your virtual scavenger hunt. What classic album is the 6th pick on Doug Dale Christie's Instagram right now? What classic album? I want the artist and the title of the album. So you better go look at his Instagram real quick and tell me what that 6th picture is on his account. What classic album is it? I want the artist and the name of the album. Yeah, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Yeah, Monique, they are. Yeah, back in Toronto. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. He's just guessing off the top of his head. He didn't go look. Money, get back. I'm on that track. Got your hands off of my stack. No, it's not Dark Side of the Moon. It is not Thin Lizzy. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. That's right. The Raptors are back in town, baby. That's right. Come on, y'all. Who's going to go get on Instagram real quick and tell me what the 6th picture on Doug Christie's Instagram is? What classic album is that on there? Let's see. Oh, Race Mode's giving me the artist. What's the name of the album? Race Mode's in there for it. And what is the name of the album, y'all? I want to see that. You guys know what the album is, right? That's a classic album by Public Enemy. That's right. He has a Public Enemy album there. It takes a nation of us, millions to hold us back. That's right. We'll give Amit and Race Mode that one. So you're both getting 50 points for that one. Good stuff, y'all. Yeah, it's a classic album. I love that album. I had that album back in the day. Jailbreak by AC/DC, David Saborin. All right, here we go. Question number 7. How many times was Doug Christie NBA All-Defensive Team? How many times did old Doug get on that NBA defensive team? 4 times is right, Amit. That's right. He was on the first team once, and he was on the second team 3 times. So Amit Gaming is on it. He is gaming it. He's got it. That's right. It is 4 times. All right. The next question is, what did Doug Christie study at Pepperdine as a major? What did he study as a major when he was at Pepperdine University? What did Doug Dale Christie study at Pepperdine? Sociology's right. Fiercey Salsera jumping on that one. That's right. He studied sociology, much like our guy Fred Van Vliet. He also studied sociology when he was in university at Wichita State. Sociology. Yeah, sociologists. Yeah, I studied sociology too, guys. So same stuff. Yeah. All right. Question number 9. What is Doug Christie's career game high? What is the most points he scored in an NBA game in his career? What was his high in a game? Yeah, Fred does know how to study people. That's right. 34 is wrong. Race mode. It's not right. Basketball major? No, it was sociology. 34 is too low. Let's just say that, Edmund. 23 is too low. 36 is too high. 35 is right on the dot. I'm at gaming, getting in there and getting it. He had 35 points for a bonus 50 points. What team was he on when he scored that 35? What team did he play for when he scored his career high at 35 points? What team was he on? Yeah, figure this one out. No. Sacramento's not right, my good friend Kareem Thomas. Good to see you. Kings is not right. The Wings? No. The Suns? The Wings? What do you mean the Wings? The Lakers? No, he wasn't on the Lakers either, guys. He was not on the Wings. He was on Toronto. That's right. Edmund got it. He was on our team, y'all, when he got that high. He scored when he got that high. Ooh, he was on Toronto Raptors. That's right. Good job, Edmund. Yeah, he was a Raptor when he got 35 points. We needed him. There was a season where he was like one of our leading scorers. He was like second. It was like John Wallace and Doug Christie. They were doing all the scoring for us. It was crazy. It was versus the Magic. Good info, Ahmed. Yeah, Edmund's in here, man. Edmund's messing up the trivia today. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see. Question number 10. Who are the other 3 players that were involved in the trade that brought Doug Christie to the Raptors? Who were the other 3 players? There's one that traded with him and 2 that went the other way. Who are those other 3 players? 50 points for each one of those names. Who are the 3 players involved in the trade that brought him here? Victor Alexander is right. Fiercey is getting 50 points for Victor. Herb Williams. Ahmed Gaming saying Herb Williams. Yep, Herb Williams is there. That's right. Former assistant coach for the New York Knicks, Herb Williams. Corliss Williamson. That's not right. That is not right. No. It's an original Raptor, actually, who's the last part of this question. Fiercey got it. Willie Anderson, former Spur. Willie Anderson and Herb Williams were traded the one way, and I think Victor and Doug came to the Raptors. So it was like Herb Williams and Willie Anderson, or maybe it's the opposite. Herb Williams and Doug Christie came to the Raptors, and Willie Anderson and Victor Alexander went the other way. I think that's right. I don't totally remember. All right, next question. More of virtual scavenger hunt, guys. What food place is Doug Christie putting on blast on his Twitter account? Like, what food establishment does Doug Christie really put on blast on his Twitter? You go look at it, you'll see. Go look at his Twitter. You'll see what food place he's putting on blast right now. Y'all can guess if you want, but steak? Is that what you said, David? Steak? No. What food place does he really like? Waffle House? That's a great answer, Kareem. I'm giving you a dunk just for bringing up crazy ass answer like that. Waffle House. That's crazy. That's a crazy answer in some ways. Waffle House. Yeah, dunk for Kareem. Wingstop is right. Ahmed got it. He's all about Wingstop. There's like 12 Wingstop advertisements. It's all Wingstop on his Twitter. Everything is Wingstop on there. I know you deleted Twitter. A lot of people have, and you know what? I probably should again. But I have a burner account that I don't add anything hardly. I just go in there and make little anonymous comments here and there, and that's about it. And read stuff. Jollibee. Jollibee. That would be awesome if it was Jollibee, Chris. That'd be awesome. Applebee's. That's another good answer. Me too. About after one day about 6 years ago, you got rid of Twitter a long time ago. Yeah, Wingstop is actually really solid. A lot of the answers are not, and Wingstop actually is. I'm with Fiercey on this one. I love Wingstop. I used to I'm all about Wings, and Wingstop is a good chain. They're a very good chain. They were good in Florida when I was down there, and they're good up here too. That's right. Cajun flavor and lemon pepper. Nice. Yeah, I know. My mom loves that lemon pepper wing, and so does Adriana. She likes it too. All right, next question. Back to business. Who did the Raptors receive when they traded Doug Christie away? Who did they receive when they eventually traded him? Tom's all hungry now. It's what, 7 o'clock in the morning. Y'all made Tom hungry for wings, y'all. Corliss Williamson is the answer here, but that's not totally right. You said Corliss Williams. I'm gonna give it to you, Ahmed. I'll be nice. Yeah, it's Corliss Williamson. Yeah, we remember old Corliss. Corliss. Yeah, there you put the ON on the next comment. Okay, at least you put on the on. All right, Willie Anderson and Victor Alexander. Yeah, that was the answer to the last question, David. All right, next question. It's the Raymond Jacob question. How much money did Doug earn in NBA contracts over his whole entire career? Round it up. How much money did Doug Christie earn in his NBA contracts for his career? 32 million is too low. 49 is too low. 51 is too low. 300 grand is too low. 52 million is right. Ahmed has got it. I rounded it up. It's actually for 51.5, but I rounded up. 52 million is the amount of money that Doug Christie earned in NBA contracts during his NBA career. 52 million. Yeah, good stuff. 95 is way too high. Way too high. All right, next one. What does Jackie and Doug Christie, that's his wife, do every year on their anniversary? What does Doug Christie and his wife Jackie do on their anniversary every single year? Every single year since they've been married. What do they do? Do y'all know what they do every single year? No. They bang. MSJ's got it. They get married. They get remarried again. MSJ's got it. Chris is getting this one. Awesome. Yeah, they get married all over again. They renew their vows, basically. So they renew every single year. Yeah, they're weird. Like, in some ways, they are like, they really put on blast that they're a couple of hardcore. And she's kind of, I don't know. They had anyway, we'll keep going. Anyway, they have a reality show for a while, and it was about their marriage and their life. Like, very early on in reality TV, Doug Christie and his wife had a reality show. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Yeah, David's pretty funny there with that. The bang one. Bang comment is pretty good. She had him in a dog chain one year. What? That's crazy. I could see that. That's crazy. Yeah, they probably do bang too, probably. All right, we'll give David 50 points. So we'll give David for saying bang. He's going to get 50 points for that. Sure, he can have that. That's probably fine. All right, the next question is, who played the most games with Doug as a teammate over his career? Who played the most games with Doug Christie as a teammate over his NBA career? Seymour's saying he used to touch his face every free throw in honor of his wife, every free throw. I remember that. That's a good fun fact, Seymour. Yeah. Danielle Marshall? No, that's a good guess, though. It wasn't Danielle Marshall. It wasn't Vince Carter, Kareem Thomas. Charles Oakley is not right. Chris Webber is closer. Chris Webber is the best answer so far, but not right. Tim Duncan is not right. But Chris Webber is the closest. Jason Williams is getting close. There you go. Stargate got it. It's Vlade. Vlade Divac is the answer. Stargate jumping in. I like to see so many different people getting points today. Good stuff, Stargate. Vlade Divac, the great player from Serbia, is the answer. That's right. It's Vlade. There you go. And the next question is, who played against Doug Christie the most as an opponent? Who was his opponent on the other side more games in his career? Who was it? This is a tough question. In some ways, I got to give y'all guesses or like clues. If you get it off the top of your head, it'd be amazing. Let's just say this. This guy played most of his career for Mark Cuban's team. I'll just say that. Tim Duncan's not right. Mamba's not right. Butch Carter, he hated everyone. Steve Nash is not right, but we're in the right. That's very close. Dirk Nowitzki's not right, but that is very close also. Steve Nashty, very nasty. Michael Finley is right. Ahmed getting that one. Michael Finley is the answer. He was the opposition to Doug Christie the most in his career. Michael Finley. formerly of the Mavericks. That's right. There you go. 2 more questions, y'all, and then we're done with the Doug Christie trivia. All right, here we go. What comedy show did Doug Christie appear on once? A very famous, awesome comedy show. What comedy show did Doug Christie appear on once? Yeah, this is an awesome one. Sister Code? That's not right. Sister Code is not right. Comedy Bang Bang is right. That's the one, Fiercey. Comedy Bang Bang with Reggie Watts and Scott Aukerman. What a weird, awkward talk show. And in that show, he didn't come on as himself. He was just generic basketball player. They had him just in the background doing things like he's in a jersey and he was just a basketball player. They didn't have him on the show as he's Doug Christie. They just had him as generic basketball player in the background for like a funny sketch. Yeah. Yeah. Friends? No. Simpsons? No. Detroit Pistons? Yeah, that's a funny comedy show. Kareem. Mad TV. I don't want to do it. I guess the topic is banging today. Comedy Bang Bang is something else. If you don't know the talents of Reggie Watts, go watch Reggie Watts for a little while, please, and your life will be better. Seriously. All right, next question and the last one. What NBA legend did Doug Christie travel to North Korea with in 2014? What NBA legend? Dennis Rodman is right. Edmund knows that right away. Of course, it's Dennis. Dennis on his goodwill tour to go and meet with Kim Jong-un. Well, Doug Christie was one of the guys who went with him to North Korea to go over there and meet with the new leader of North Korea at that time. Yeah, so it's Dennis Rodman, my guy, the worm, is the answer on the last one. There you go. Who else but Dennis, the great Dennis Rodman? That's right. Well, good job. I see a lot of different names. Of course, after we're done with the stream, I'll add up the totals and I'll have the new point totals for the season up in the comments shortly after we're done. Yeah, Truth is that Dennis is a badass. That's right. One of the greatest defenders and rebounders in the history of the NBA. That's right. All right, let's see what's going on the Raptors Instagram, y'all. We're starting with Marquise Noel, Mr. New York City. He's got a Kansas State win the day post. Family first, baby. And he's got the Purple Heart. That's right. Precious Achua putting on blast the game the other night, and Gueye throwing it down on their heads. I love seeing this enthusiasm from the team all around, and especially rooting for a guy like Gueye coming into this. Now, there's a little bit of a controversy. Listen, this isn't controversy. This is just there's a little bit of a difference in opinion on how to pronounce Gueye's name. I noticed that Matt Devlin has been calling him Gueye. And you know that may be a proper spelling and pronunciation for that last name, Gueye, but it's not actually the one for Mohamedou. There's 2 guys in the league right now that have almost the same name, Mohamedou Gueye and Mohamed Gueye. And this is the thing. I went and did research on this to figure out how to properly pronounce Mohamedou Gueye's name. And he pronounces his last name as Gueye. So I'm actually right, and Devlin's wrong on this one. He can call him Mohamedou Gueye, but that's not technically how he pronounces his name. I went and looked specifically. See, the problem is there's the other guy pronounces his name Gueye, but Gueye pronounces it Gueye. I went and looked it up, and I did the pronunciation. It said Mohamedou Gueye. So I don't know. Anyway, all right, there we go. Thank you, Edmund, for gifting some subscriptions. And it looks like David's got one. He's already been a gold member. I think he's just re-upped this stuff there. All right, here we go. So Dennis Schroeder, as Monique said earlier, he is back in the 6, and he's in an elevator in Toronto. And I love to see that Dennis is back. And this is really cool. On his Instagram, we see him. There's the Joel. They're putting on blast the cologne that they're selling. And they've got also a new park that they're building over in Germany, it looks like. And there's his kids, and his daughter has got dreads. We saw on Ellen's stream or content the other day, they were dreading up Dennis's daughter before they came to Toronto, and she's got really long dreads. And Dennis decided to undo them last night. So they were taking them apart, and then she had her hair all out frizzy. And he says, done. Hair looks kind of crazy. But hey, it's cool. I'm glad he's with his kids. He's back with his family. He's got a picture of Junior making some sort of tower with the marble game thing. It's a Junior Mini Me. Yeah, we love Junior Schroeder. We love the Schroeder family just in general. It's so awesome, and all kinds of great stuff happening on that channel all the time. There's something that happened the other day that Ellen said that I'm like, I forgot to say. It was absolutely incredible and amazing. I forget. If it occurs to me, I'll bring it up again. But yeah, all right, let's see who else we got. We got Muhammadu Gees listening to Lancey Foe Casino Royale. Thank you. And then he's got his dunk on blast there. Ron Harper Jr. has got I don't even know who that is. That's some sort of Novato Delano? I don't know. That looks like Brazil or something. I don't know who he's put on blast exactly. There's Gerald doing his Thanksgiving quest. Naco the Nacho was talking to us yesterday about cooking Thanksgiving for his family. And I'll tell you, I'm looking at this, what he was making. This man made like a 9-course meal. It looks like he has the turkey all basted and ready to put in with all the spices all over it and the garlic. And then he's got like it looks like some sort of egg drop soup or something. I don't know what kind of soup it is. He's making a soup. And let's see what else Gerald made for Thanksgiving. He's got a secret ingredient to what he's doing is chili powder. Okay, he's giving away his secrets on Instagram. There's that chicken or turkey. That is a chicken. I think you were cooking a chicken. I remember you said that. Yeah, it looks very nicely spiced, Gerald. I have to say that. And it looks even better as you cook it further. Like you're air frying it. I can tell, or something like that. That's a fryer of some sort. And then, well, he's got some diced celery and onions, getting all ready for some stuffing. I see the bread there. Okay, he's got some potatoes he's washing. This man put in some work, man. This guy, man, put in some work to make this Thanksgiving dinner yesterday for his family. Naco the Nacho with the mashed potatoes even there. I see mashed potatoes. I see green beans with tomatoes. I see a nice turkey leg and some stuffing. And oh, yeah, just really great stuff. And then Gerald at the end says, Gerald's Thanksgiving quest, the finale, eating turkey and harvest like dishes is great. Also, fuck colonization, free Palestine, and buy from your local farmer's market. I love that last part. So, Gerald, happy Thanksgiving and good stuff. Scottie Barnes has got a great picture of him and his teammates lining up at pregame for the Vancouver game the other day. I love to see that. And then we see Scottie in action. He's really got some action shots. I think Scott's got a huge enthusiasm about the start of the season already. He's really, I think he's bought in with Darko, and he likes the vibes around the team. And the other thing is he's probably super excited about being a more dominant player and rising up as a superstar in the league. So we know you're coming, Scott. And he really likes that Canucks jersey. Like he really does like that Canucks jersey. I think it's the color scheme and the way it looks. Also, Scotty's listening to Drake's new album, and the song that he likes is Rich Baby Daddy, featuring Sexy Red. So Scotty is bumping to the new Drake album. It seems like quite a few people are right now. I know that DeMar's out there running around to it, and so is Kyle Lowry, of course. So our guys are very much supporting our guy Drake, and I love to see that. So yeah, there's your Raptors Instagram check real quick. Good stuff. Yeah, and Tom Duke's saying, yes, well done, Gerald. Really hungry now. Yeah, if we're talking about Wingstop and Gerald's Thanksgiving dinner, yeah, it's all over for Tom. You better get something in your belly, Tom. You better get something in your belly, man. All right, so there's your Instagram check. Let's see what else is happening here. All right, I'm going to make sure I get all the comments, so I'm coming back up here. Seymour saying, not trying to come off as a beggar, but Fiercey, give me some of your points. Laugh out loud, and just kidding. Seymour, I want to clarify something. You're in the Facebook chat with us, and you're Yusty, right? When I said don't post any Outlaw Mud Show wrestling, I was trying to be funny like Jim Cornette, because he's like not into those crazy hardcore things. So I didn't want to turn you off or anything and make you feel like you're getting picked on or anything. I just was making a joke, and I wasn't very serious about it. It's kind of like I was doing a Jim Cornette impression and saying, we don't need that Outlaw Mud Show. But yeah, Fiercey, if you feel benevolent, I don't know. She needs that lead. Ahmet's coming. Kareem Thomas saying, you want a comedy? Check out my fantasy team. All right, let's go look at Kareem Thomas's Yahoo fantasy team in our fantasy league. He's got 5 on it. And let me see. I'm going to break it down for you real quick. We got Kareem Thomas's team. All right, look, he's got Anthony Simons. That guy is actually pretty damn good. Mikal Bridges, wow, this guy's got some good players. Is Lauri Markkanen, Zion Williamson, Dylan Brooks, Yusuf Nurkic, our guy Dwight Powell. I love that. Jalen McDaniels is his Raptor. That's a very fruitful and interesting Raptor to have. He's got DeAnthony Melton, who was absolutely fantastic at Rico Runs. And then on the bench, he's got Julian Champagny, Evan Fournier, Mo Bamba, AJ Griffin. I like your team. It's solid. In some ways, you don't have any super flashy names, but you have really unsung kind of guys like Simons, Bridges, Markkanen. Let's see if Zion can be healthy this year. It'll be interesting. I love that you have a couple of Team Canada guys in Dylan and Dwight. And Yusuf Nurkic is going to be very interesting in Phoenix. Honestly, I like your team. I think it'll be competitive. Of course, you're going to maybe want to switch things around at the end of your bench a little bit as the season goes on, because some of those guys I'm like, but I can't hate on it. You got enough guys on here that I think you're going to be competitive, and it's a pretty well balanced team. It looks like you've got enough centers and enough people at different positions. So I don't think your team's a joke at all, Kareem. I don't think that's comedy at all. You've got a solid team. I like it. All right, let's see. Race Mode gifted some memberships. Seymour got one. David saying, I'll drop off the trivia prize at 420 on Sunday at the Stars. All right, David, you can bring it by. You should come in the game with me, man. You should come in the game with me. Yeah. Ahmed saying, who got it? Who got what? Who got it? Who got the trivia? That is the prize for the trivia at the end of the season. He's just giving me the prize right now, so I'll have it. And then when we're done with the trivia, when the championship, we don't figure out who wins the trivia until the NBA championship is decided. We haven't even started the season. So trivia season is only like halfway through. There's a lot of the games have already been played, and there won't be as many during the season. But the trivia championship doesn't go out until the NBA championship goes out. So this is a marathon. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, David, I hope you'll come to the game too. Let's see. Seymour saying respect to you, fam. That's respect to you, Seymour. We love you, man. David has been a member for a while. Where's Mohamedou from? Where's Mohamedou Gueye from? Mohamedou Gueye. He's actually born in Staten Island. His family is from Senegal. So he is from Senegal, and his dad moved to Staten Island in 1987 with $100 saved from a job in construction. And then he came over. He's actually from New York, so he's an American-born Guy. So, but he's from Senegal is his background. Yeah, it's not Sudan, it's Senegal. David saying, add it. What? Stargate, what? Yes. Okay. Race mode, goat David. All right. Let's see. Happy to have you here, friend. Is it Sudan? No, he's from Senegal. Senegal, apparently. Let's see. What a time. What a time. Monique is just really happy to be excited for the season coming up. That anticipation, very similar to like a kid who's going to bed on Christmas Eve, is how Monique is feeling right now. That's right. MSJ saying, is it Sudan? I was guessing, must have heard it once. It's stuck in my brain. It's Senegal. Senegal is where his family's from, but he's actually born in Staten Island. So smash the like button. Thank you, Quick Takes. Good job, Naco the Nacho. Yeah, he did a good job. Listen, like I said, envisioning Naco doing that, I couldn't at first, but I went and watched his Instagram stories, and I saw that he did. He's for sure and definitely did. That's right. Trevor's favorite song at the Drake concert was God's Plan last night. That's awesome. That's a good one. That's a good one. Tom Duke saying, yes, well done, Gerald. Very hungry now. So Dylan Jacobs got the membership gifted by Trevor J. Love to see you guys gifting memberships today. That's very kind of you. Let's see. Thanksgiving ain't over. It's in my fridge. All right. NBA Quick Takes has got more Thanksgiving to go. Me, since I'm on my own and I wasn't able to get together with Adrienne or anybody else, I just did a Swiss Chalet DoorDash, and I did get the cranberry and the stuffing and all that. I didn't make my own Thanksgiving like Naco the Nacho. I just had Swiss Chalet make it for me. And I got a nice lemon meringue pie. I wanted pumpkin pie, but Swiss Chalet is always out of pumpkin pie when the festive special's around. They don't even call it the festive special anymore because they don't give you the Linder chocolate or anything. I don't know. Swiss Chalet has been going downhill for a while, and it's even going down even more. because the festive special doesn't actually exist at this point. So messed up. All right, let's see. Wayne Strainer saying, doing the math, Raptor Freaks, we're good for 50 wins this season with all the sabotage and incompetence of coaching in which we had. We had 41 wins. We gave away 7. With Darko's system, we get 4 more. There you go. I like that kind of thinking, Wayne Strainer. I like that kind of thinking. I don't think it's far off. I think that it's a very reality-based kind of thing. But some people may think you're crazy. I don't. I think that we could get to 50 wins this year. And in some ways, seriously, I think that the East is a lot more open than people realize. Everybody's just giving so much to Milwaukee because of Lillard coming there. Everybody's giving so much to Boston because they have a new look. Everybody's giving so much to Philly because Nick Nurse is there all of a sudden. All 3 of those things may not lead up to these teams being better this year. Seriously, the changes that these teams made may not actually add up to winning more. And that's the funny thing about this whole thing and the fool's gold that these nations are thinking right now. I don't think the trade to get Lillard in some ways improved the Bucks. Some people say you're crazy, Lex. Well, Drew Holiday was a very good player for them, and they're going to realize how much they miss him. Watch. They really are in some ways. And once again, I know how Boston's going to be a dumpster fire. Oh, yeah. And we know how Philly's going to be a dumpster fire also. Yeah. Fiercely saying Taipans are playing the Wizards tonight. I will peep for a few minutes and see what we're up against next game. There you go. Fiercely scouting for Raptor Freak family because the Carnes Taipans are playing the Washington Wizards tonight. This is actually a good idea, Fiercely. Maybe I will peep on them too a little bit, just so I have a little bit of a scouting report so that I can sound like I know what I'm talking about on Sunday. Yeah, all right, cool stuff. And thanks for giving me the heads up that they're playing tonight. I didn't even realize they had other games on this tour in the preseason against NBA teams. Quick Takes likes your team. I think Kareem's got a good team. Like I said, there's some unsung guys there. If he has Zion healthy this year, he could have a pretty powerful team, but that's an if. We know Zion is not dependable for this, for sure. David's saying, I will if we can get seats I can see from. I think I'm going to really try and we go in there and see if we can get somewhere on the 100 level for sure. I'm pretty sure we will be able to. We want to make sure that they're affordable too. And that's why we'll go to the ticket office and see what they're saying there. A lot of people will put them back in because they don't get them sold in time. And when you're right there, right at the beginning, boom, you can get those tickets. That's right. MSJ saying, at Wayne, I am saying 3 games over 500. So you're saying 3 games over 500? That would mean 44. Okay. I mean, I'm going to lean more towards Wayne Strainer's take. And but I don't mind your take either. That's successful too, Chris. That's for sure. Stargate saying that Chicago preseason game with the Raptors is going to be real interesting, even though it's just a preseason game, first game since that play-in debacle. I think it's going to be surprisingly intense. I completely agree with Stargate on this. You know, in some ways they do these matchups in the preseason partly because of what happened at the end of the year. And Chicago's our team that we play twice going into the season, or we played them like right away a couple times. So in some ways, this is true that, and you know what it's going to be? It's going to be Scottie. Scottie is pissed about how that they went out in that game, and he's going to like have like extra gumption himself in that game. Watch. He may want to really beat the hell out of the Bulls because of what happened in the play-in game. Seriously, I'm going to call that right now because listening to Scott on Twitch 2 weeks ago and how he talked about the play-in loss, he has some revenge to get. Seriously, because it sounded like he does have a lot of anger about that day when DeAr DeRozan came down to the court and screeched and yelled, and they missed all their free throws, and they were embarrassed on their home court like that. Yeah, I think you're completely right. There will be a little bit of extra juice to this preseason game than the normal preseason games, and it'll be partly because Scott has a point to prove. Let's just put it that way. Monica's saying yesterday was meh in the NBA. I don't know. That marquee matchup of Chet and Victor, that was hype. That was hype. There was some buzz around that, and it was fun. It was fun. I want to see these guys battle like Wilt and Kareem over the years to come. I said Chet can stay healthy. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Like last year, that man didn't make it in this season. He got hurt at a pro-am. Well, is this year you're going to get hurt at some point before the season still? I don't know. I have no confidence in Chet Holmgren. I really, really don't. I see this guy as a glass man. I really, really do. David's saying, that's BS. No pumpkin pie? I know. I was like, Swiss Chalet, get more pumpkin pie. That's really the most popular one. I'm sure everybody's saying pumpkin pie. So it's like, oh, DoorDash wants pumpkin pie? Sorry, we're saving it for the customers to get up off their lazy ass and actually come into the restaurant. Cowboys saying, good morning, Lex. Bam, and the Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Bradley. Hope you're doing very well this Tuesday. Stargate saying Senegal. Okay, so Lex is right with how to pronounce the name, as they speak French in Senegal. Yeah, I went and looked at this. I did some heavy research on this. In some ways, because of my name, I've wanted to get people's names right. And when I was not doing Darko's name right after we hired him, I learned quickly. And I learned how to say Rajakovic very, very quickly. So, yeah, I went and looked it up. And that's what I'm saying. If it's Devlin saying Gueye and I'm saying Gueye, I don't know. I'm just saying what I saw in my research online. You know, the other guy in the league that's Mo Gueye, he's Mo Gueye, and we got Mo Gueye. So, and it's not that I'm anti-gay. It's just that I wanted to make sure, because in some ways we got to think about this, Matt Devlin. If you really want to do Archer phrasing this year, and we've got a guy named Dick and a guy named Gueye out there on the court, it could sound crazy at some point. It could sound real, real crazy at some point. Not for children. They may have to be like my channel. This is not for children, 18 and older only. That's what I mark for this channel every single morning. Well, Matt Devlin may have to do that for the broadcast for the Raptors this year because of the explicit language calling out the names of our players. Dick goes in to the lane. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a funny year. It's definitely gonna be a funny year. Seymour saying, "Got you, big bro." Yeah, no problem, Seymour. Listen, I thought I saw you leave the chat, and I'm like, oh crap, I hope I didn't piss him off. I don't want to piss you off, man. I love you, man. Trevor's saying you do not need a super team to win the NBA title. No, you don't. Parity is here. You know, having superstar teams in some ways is folly, because in some ways you want depth to the 10th person. If you really heavily do something like Phoenix and put like 4 guys of really high max contracts, and then the rest of them are all making like 200,000 a year. Yeah, that's not good quality depth in some ways, and that may hurt your team. The superstar building of the Brooklyn Nets was a failure. And in some ways, people should have taken that as like, man, we don't need to be doing that. And the NBA is not wanting us to do that anyway. That's why they changed the rules this summer to dissuade from superstar, big, top-heavy salary teams like that. So I'm with Trevor. A team that's more well fleshed out from 1 to 10 is going to be better than premium, like 3 or 4 guys, and then garbage from the rest of 1 through 10. So I'm with him. MSJ saying, I like what I saw in Gueye, but I'm going to temper my expectations and wait and see. He needs time on the 905. Obviously, a Boucher track he's on. Maker is another one. Yeah, the things with Koloko could actually open up opportunities for those 2 guys in particular this season. If Christian does not get this respiratory issue cleared up so he can play, we may be calling Maker's number to the main roster to help as a backup center. I think Maker is a little bit further along than Mogi, but maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to gauge, but they're both very interesting. In some ways, Mogi is not a center, and he shouldn't be the one called for it, but Maker is. In some ways, Mogi's got to be treated kind of like a power forward or a small forward even. So quick take saying, I like Scottie at the 2 with Schroeder. I'm really happy about the burgeoning connection between Scottie and Dennis. Dennis said this guy's really good. They asked him, what did you find out about Scottie when you first met him that you didn't know? That he's a really funny guy. That's what Dennis said. And he said, I'm really going to be passing down knowledge. I'm going to be working with him. I'm going to be on top of him. I'm going to be pushing him, is what Dennis said. And if, listen, Dennis has ran around the country with LeBron James and sees what he does. And, he can push Scottie to a degree and get bigger, better things out of him. It could be as easy as Dennis kind of just pointing something out to Scott in the middle of the game from his knowledge and saying, Scottie, you have this all day. You just do this. And you're like, really, Dennis? It's like, yeah, I seen LeBron do this last year. Yeah, all you need to do is back that guy down because I know he's weak. And boom, you shoot over him and you're going to make it every single time. Okay, that's what I'm saying. This is the kind of intel and smarts Dennis Schroeder comes in with. And if he can pass down stuff to Scott, This is really good. This is really, really good. Cream saying Delano and Pritchard were balling yesterday. They are the backup point guards for Beantown. Yeah, and I also saw Svi Mahalik was one of the top 3 scorers for the Celtics yesterday also. So 2 of our former Raptors carrying the Celtics yesterday, Delano Banton and Svi Mahalik. Also O'Shea Brissett on the Celtics doing stuff for them too. But Pritchard has been the star for Boston in the preseason so far. None of their main guys played in this game yesterday against the Knicks. So there was no Tatum and Brown. Of course, it was the second night of a back-to-back. So let's see. MSJ saying, I have been to Cairns, Australia, north of Townsville, a very nice town, but no beach. Sort of reminded me of Key West, oddly. Builds, that's weird. It's no beach, but it reminded you of Key West. That is so weird. Key West is like an island. Weirdly, oddly, builds looked similar colonial style. Maybe it was the reefs. This is weird. How are you saying there's no beach? Oh, there's water there, but you can't actually go because there's no sand. I got you now. I'm starting to figure it out. Okay, that's really cool. Then we're getting our research done here. We got Trevor down at the Drake concert in Columbus. We got Fiercey telling us I'm going to be scouting Cairns type-ins. MSJ's telling me I've been to Cairns. We're getting all the intel here. This is good. This is very good. Fiercey saying, so now there's 3 players speaking French on the team, Pascal, Coloco, and Gueye, and Chris Boucher. Don't forget about Mr. Boucher either. There's 4 of them. So I think there's even another one. I want to say there's another one still. I'll bet you Maker might speak French too. Let me go look and see where Maker's origins come from, and that may tell us something here. He's from Sudan, so he's he's a Sudanese Australian player. Maker he's born in Nairobi, Kenya, to South Sudanese parents that immigrated to Perth. So Maker, born in Africa, but raised in Australia since he was 1 year old. So he actually probably could play for this Australian team. He has Australian citizenship. So he can definitely play for the Australian team. So there's something we didn't know about Maker. Born in Africa, moved when he was 1 year old to Perth, and was raised in Australia. So that'll be fun for Maker. I'll bet you he'll play against Cairns Taipans. I'll bet you that Darko will use him in that game for sure. So yeah, there's something to look forward to. I like that. Let's see. David's saying Matt was calling Javal McGee Javal. I know that was bugging me too. And I was like, is he doing that right? Is he doing that right? Javal McGee. I know I caught that too. And I was like, man, he's saying his name wrong. It's JaVale McGee. We've been saying this for years. Even Alvin said it after him. He's like, said JaVale McGee. And I'm like, what are you doing, Matt Devlin, with your pronunciation with a Javal? Javal. Yeah, it was really a Javal. Yeah, it was crazy. We love Matt Devlin. He can say crazy ass shit all he wants. It's all good. MSJ saying, I like the way Dick drives to the hole. Jack is going to say that. I have no doubt. Yeah. We know he's going to say some stuff that's out of pocket. These guys are not afraid of Grady's last name. It's going to be funny. For immature people that like to watch basketball, watch the Raptors this year and see our play call with our rookie. Yeah, there's going to be some funny, a lot of we already heard a little bit of it in the first preseason game with Matt Devlin saying Dick drives to the hole. Yeah, this stuff is going to be said this year. Phrasing, it's going to be fun. Quick Take saying Darko's making the best of what he has. That's right. He's got a lot of good. It's not like this is hard. He's got Scottie Barnes. He's got Pascal. He's got OG. He's got Gary. He's got a good team. He's got Precious. Yeah, he's got a really good team. He's going to make the best out of us for sure. Fiercely, David saying Fiercely, Chris Boucher speaks French too. That's right. We can't forget Trey Boucher, our guy, Mr. Chris. Stargate saying, I think Pascal is better at the 2 with OG at the 3 and Scottie at the 4. This is outside the box kind of thinking that I like Stargate doing here. I don't disagree with this. This is a very interesting look. In some ways, if you put Siakam at the 2, that's really weird. Really, really weird, since he's always been like 4 or 5. Maybe he was 3 early in his career. He was 3 early in his career. But you could do this. These guys are all flippable. You could really do this. You could put OG at the power forward even, and Scott at the 3, and Pascal at the 2. It's all semantics and just labels anyway. So yeah, I like the idea of Siakam being the shooting guard. That's very, very outside the box thinking. And it's definitely maybe something that Darko thinks about. It's like maybe we play him more in a swingman role or like a slasher role, more shooting outside and attacking. Yeah, I like that. Infamous is saying, "Good morning, Lex. Salute, freaks. Did anyone catch how the reporter tried to trick Scottie by implying that Dennis is faster than Fred? Scottie gave a great answer by saying they're both fast. Yeah, we were saying this yesterday that Scottie had the chance to bash Fred in an interview, and he could have done it, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. He could have easily just said something about Dennis and ignored the Fred part of the answer. But no, he said both of them are very fast, and he put respect on Fred's name. That says a lot about the perceived conflict between Scott and Fred from last season that was overly dramatized by certain people around YouTube. So I'll just say that, Scottie had the chance to kick Fred since he's gone, but he didn't. He's had very much good respect for him. And you can tell us he does like Fred. He's never ever hated Fred like everybody thought he did. He's never hated Fred. In some ways, they didn't really work well together. In some ways, I'll give that. But in some ways, the respect and the love between them is not gone and wrong or messed up. It really wasn't ever. Yeah. Randolph saying, Lex, Philly may be trying to get back someone that moves the needle to make them more competitive. Well, when they trade Harden, they're trying to get somebody. Yeah. They want Terrence Mann. And that's not bad. I don't know if Philly's moving the needle. I mean, in some ways, James Harden, his value has sunk. It's like he's just a hard person to move at this point with his contract money and the kind of what he's done the last few years. Nobody trusts him. So in some ways, it's like they're really limited who they can trade him to. It really is just the Clippers at this point. And in some ways, they're at the mercy of what Steve Ballmer and them are willing to send them back. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to move the needle with what they get back for James. In fact, they're going to be probably getting way less, and it's going to be losing on talent. That's just how it's going to have to be. MSJ saying, as far as was my first take, Dennis is going to be far better for the Raptors. I love that he's going to teach Scottie the guard position. Such a great role for him to play. Yeah, I just wanted to point out like things like maybe where Scott isn't totally getting where he could really like dig for gold on the court in some ways. In some ways, it'll be partly how Schroeder passes it to him and sets him up, or vice versa. Scottie coming down in the lane, drawing everybody in the lane, and all of a sudden he kicks it out to Dennis, and he's hitting a 3 from the outside. So that kind of stuff is the stuff I want to see for sure. Kareem saying, I need to see Makur next game. He has all the qualities to be a solid backup for now. Yeah, he's talking about he'll become a starter down the road. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I want to see Makur too. I watched him on Capital City Go-Go last year, and he was very impressive, very dominant, very long. So I'm very curious about seeing him. Hopefully we will see him against the Australian team. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. The Australian people will be watching it. They'll be happy to see an Australian guy on our team playing against them. So let's see. Fiercey saying Pritchard just signed a big deal. He needs to produce. Hope he stays consistent. I actually don't care as I'm anti-Celtics, but hoping that for their fans. Yeah, in some ways, a big contract like that can be like Fred. There's a lot of pressure to play at a certain level to earn that money. And maybe Peyton Pritchard right away is like, I need to show I'm going to earn this money. I mean, it is preseason. It's a little easier right now, Peyton. But it is good that you hit the ground running for the preseason to show that you earned that $26 million. That's right. Let's see. Fiercely saying you're right. Boucher, bonjour, Boucher, also as well. That's right. Can't forget about our guy. You can't forget about him. Let's see. I think I smoked some good weed. West Coast Chronic. Okay. All right. West Coast Chronic. I went to my place the other day and they didn't have the Gene Guy. So I got a sampler platter of various sativas. And the first one I'm not too impressed with. It was a cheap one. I think it's like Blue Wave or something like Blue Cheer. Blue Cheer, I think. I don't even remember what it's called. It's cheap. It's not that good. So I'm going to switch to the next one today, and hopefully it'll be better. Let's see. Fiercey saying maybe Dennis can understand French as he speaks German. I learned a bit of German in college. Was quite easy as they have similar rules in terms of conjugation. Yeah, this is true. I don't know. I bet you Dennis, just from being such an international guy, he probably does know little bits of languages in different places from different things, you know? So that probably is true. Quick Takes is shaking his head and laughing. And Mo's saying, congratulations to Danny Green on having his baby boy with Win Elias Green. That's his name. His name is Win, or is it Elias Green? Okay. Congratulations, Danny Green. Even though he's a Sixer and he's gross right now. All right, let's see. David's saying, easy. They seal shirts in Berlin that says life is too short to learn German. They sell shirts. Okay, that's interesting. Fiercely saying Darko's like a kid in a candy store. I think he is very excited. And one of the things he's very excited about is how willing these guys sponge up information and learn quickly. And they're very much like, in some ways, Nick did a service for us by keeping the guys on their toes with so much switching and doing so much stuff. In some ways, these guys are in flux for learning plays and learning how to play. And they're not set in their ways. They're very moldable and mendable to go and do different things. And that's why I think it's going to be easier transition for us, because in some ways, the way Nick was coaching them already, they were getting new stuff thrown at them all the time and having to do new things all the time. So having Darko come in and build a whole new system on top of it, well, it's just kind of like what Nick would do from time to time anyway. So let's see. David's saying he named his kid Win. That's crazy. Stargate saying, yeah, OG and Scottie can share the 3 and 4 interchangeably. Yeah, and so can Pascal. He could be moved around in any of those numbers. Fiercely saying, he who shall not be named must have been punching the air when Scottie acknowledged Fred. He had a bad night's sleep, I'll bet. Probably true. It's like, damn it, Scottie, no. He shall not be named. David's saying Philadelphia should just blow it up and trade Yoel, do some serious fleecing, and start building a real team. I love that. That's the kind of noise we want to put out in the ether, saying, blow it up, Philadelphia. You need to blow it up right now. Just blow your team up now. That's what everybody says to teams that they hate. Blow it up. Blow it up, Toronto. We hate you. We want you to be bad. Blow it up. Blow it up, Philadelphia. Joel's going to leave anyway. You better blow it up now before he goes to Miami or New York. That's right, Sixers fans. You better blow it up. Blow it up real good. Blow it up in the yard so you don't get anything on the house. Blow it up real far up in the air. How'd it blow up? It blew it up real good. Okay, blow it up. That's a SCTV. Let's blow it up real nice. Canadian heritage moment. That's right. Canadian content. That's right, baby. All right, let's see. MSJ saying Nick Nurse gave Fred a role. Scottie Barnes knows this. Yeah, he's not holding things against Fred for what he did last year. He knows that he was directed by their head coach, Nick Nurse, and that's why he was ball hogging it. In some ways, Scottie wasn't too happy with Nick for that. Trevor's saying we got to break a lot of hearts this year, like ESPN. Stephen A. Smith and all the cast members on NBA Today and the rest of the NBA Nation. I'm all about that, Trevor J. And speaking of it, ESPN, they've got a ranking out this morning, and they have a couple of our Raptors ranked in their 50 through 100 rankings for the season. First, I'll start with Scottie. Scottie was 39th ranked last year, so he's dropped to 63. I think y'all are going to pay for that. Seriously, y'all think that he's going to the 63rd best player in the NBA this year when you had him at 39 last year? It's because you thought he was going to jump last year. Well, this year's the year he's going to jump, y'all. So Tim Bontemp says, will the real Scottie Barnes please stand up? After an impressive debut season culminated with NBA Rookie of the Year, Barnes struggled to replicate that success as a sophomore. Actually replicated it exactly. He was just as good as he was as a rookie last year. That's bullshit. He just didn't make a huge leap. As Toronto adjusts to a new era after Fred VanVleet left in free agency and Darko Rajakovic replaced Nick Nurse as a team's coach, whether Barnes can take a leap forward this season is arguably the biggest question facing the franchise in 2023-2024. I won't disagree with that point, and I'm confident in young Scott Wayne that he's going to do it, and that's all I care about. You know, they've got him ranked right behind Kristaps Porzingis. That's bullshit. He's better than Kristaps. He's better than Desmond Bane. He's better than DeJounte. He's better than Marcus Smart. You got fucking Marcus Smart at 59. Y'all are not smart, is what I would say at that. He's better than Jeremy Grant. He's better than, well, Zion. We're not sure yet. Zion's been too unhealthy. Fred is at 56. Scottie is definitely better than Fred, and everyone's going to find that out. He's better than Draymond. I'm like, why are you putting all these people ahead of Scott? Like, you really don't understand. Josh Giddey is ranked higher than him. So is Franz Wagner. It's just disrespect towards the NBA Rookie of the Year that won the Rookie of the Year over those two gentlemen. Aaron Gordon, he is not better than Scottie. So it's like all these guys in that part right ahead of them, they all are not better than Scottie. I'm sorry. OG is also in this area on this list. He is ranked at, let me see. Let me find he is ranked at 67, so not much further after Scottie. In last year, he was ranked 75. So they're giving respect to OG and elevating him 8 spots. They wrote this about OG. This is Tim Bontemps once again. OG Anunoby is an elite defensive player, strong and skilled enough at that end to guard virtually any player or position. What goes unnoticed at times, however, is that he's become a very dependable three-point shooter, hitting more than 38% on more than 6 attempts per game over the last 3 seasons. If Anunoby keeps that up, he's going to be for a massive payday next summer, either in Toronto or elsewhere. Fuck you, Tim Bontemps. He'll be in Toronto, motherfucker. We hadn't traded him for so long. Why the fuck would we let him walk next summer? Now, this is the egregious thing about OG. OG's ranked right behind Austin Reeves. Y'all really are overvaluing this Austin Reeves guy way too much. Way too much. Whether it's the Lakers, whether it's ESPN, whether it's this hype machine, the NBA, y'all are idiots. Austin Reeves is going to be like a Jeremy Lin, and he's going to go away, and nobody's going to be that impressed with him in a couple years from now. He will snuff out. And other people may say, you're wrong, Lex. He's really good. I think it's bullshit that fucking Austin Reeves is ranked one place higher than OG Anunoby on this list. It's an insult. I will say that right now. Miles Turner, I can get behind that maybe. Rudy Gobert, fuck that. There's no way that Rudy Gobert is better than OG Anunoby with his sorry ass too. So yeah, there's some ESPN news. OG and Scottie ranked in their top 100 in weird places. Weird places. I don't like it. I don't like it. Infamous is saying Victor looked very good yesterday. He's going to be very special. Wow. Yeah, he's going to be like a weird cheat code. In some ways, his body and his flexibility and his length are going to make things, he's going to change the game. It's kind of like in the NBA when it first started, a man named George Mikan came on the court and he changed the game because he was so much bigger than everybody. He was the first game changer. Then you had game changer like Bill Russell come along, Wilt Chamberlain, Dr. J. Game changers, people that change the game, that elevate it and make it something new. Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson. That's what I'm saying. Game changers. Victor Wembanyama is a game changer. Like Steph Curry changed the game with the three-point shot. There's going to be things that change in the league because Victor's around. And he's a whole other level of height and talent and package that makes the game change. I'm not going to say that about Chet. Chet doesn't have the same kind of flexibility and acrobatics that Victor does. And that's what I'm saying. He's going to change the game. Randolph saying, Lex, my wife loves listening to you when she's in the car with me, but we can't when the kids are in the car. So I miss a lot of the live. Those F-bombs hit her hard, Lex. I apologize for that. And in some ways, I've grappled with this many times. You know, my niece and nephew want to watch me, and my brother will let them watch a little bit. And then they can't, you know, once I get to somewhere where I might go somewhere, they can't have it on. I you know what? I've very much grappled with whether I should censor myself or not. In some ways, I'm like, maybe I'll try and limit them more. But some ways, the fiery passion that I show on this channel should not be, you know, bridled. I guess I should just be able to do it. I don't know. I grapple with this all the time, and it could morph and change over time. I'm a fan. I'm not a professional as far as like doing broadcasts at this point. I have been a professional in broadcasts in the past, but I'm fully a fan at this point. This is why I'm different than, you know, most of the people that are doing Raptors content. Some of them are aspiring like, you know, writers and people that want to go into TV and they want a professional path. I don't at this point. I don't care about how professional I am on this channel. It's really, I want to just be myself. So I don't know. I grapple with this and I hate hearing this. And I love that you guys like to listen to me, but I apologize. I just don't know how to do this without being completely myself and no filter. but I'll try and work on it a little bit more. I mean, I did do the radio without cussing for a long, long time. So I can really kind of figure out how to do this. But in some ways, the passion and the emotion I have about the Raptors just brings out sometimes expletives. So yeah, I'll try and work on this a little bit more just for you guys. Quick take saying we definitely have the talent, but it's up to the coach to put it together. Not as easy as he made it look in the first game. Yeah, there's some issues that are kind of troublesome that may be worrisome as it goes on. But you know what? I have faith in Darko to make adjustments and change things and make the best things happen. So that's what the NBA game is at this point: is reaction and adjustment. And in some ways, taking the tape from the first game and seeing where there could be possible problems with our offense, possible problems with our defense, and getting nitpicky and kind of fixing it ahead of time. Well, maybe we can follow a curve of success by just being proactive and being on top of making the right decisions and the things that he wants with his system. So I agree. It's not going to be as easy as it looked in the first game going forward. And each game has to be taken very seriously. And these guys just need to continue to get in the process, continue to learn it, get good at it, get to know each other, get more chemistry, get more on the same page, and boom, more and more success for the Raptors. But yeah, it was a great debut. But in some ways, we got to temper our expectations still and not expect a game like that against Sacramento every single game coming up. Let's see. Trevor's saying, I thought I was only going to be in the U.S. until the end of October, but my wife is not ready to go home. So we're going to be here until the end of November. Wow. Okay, Trevor, on the state side. Okay, man. Well, be safe as always, as I say, when you're down there for sure. Be safe down there. All right, let me see. What else? Let me jump ahead. Race Mode saying, what do we know about Jalen McDaniels? Well, that he is from the West Coast. He's from Seattle, I believe. You want me to do a little bit on Jalen McDaniels? All right. He was born in Washington, in Seattle, and he is childhood friends with Malachi. They both went to San Diego State, so they've known each other since, like, seriously, they were like single digit age. So there's a very strong connection between Jalen and Malachi, partly because of their university, but also because they know each other from the hood back in the day. So there's a little bit there, Race Mode. I don't know anything else specific. Just ask me. Mo's saying, yes, his name is Win. Yeah, it is what it is. These celebrities are naming their kids Apple and transistor number 5432X14. Whatever. They're weird names. Win is not that bad. In some ways, that's a name you can get away with. It's a boy. So what is he going to be? Winifred or Winnie? Are you going to call him Winnie? Like Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years? I don't know. Winnie. Like you're the horse's noise? I don't know. Quick Takes is saying if Siakam is down, the sky's the limit. Yes, Siakam is down with this system. And he's going to be more complete player this year. In some ways, it'll hurt his chances to get his All NBA and his Supermax contract. But if he really is here to be a winner and win basketball games, his selfish reasons for that won't matter. In some ways, it makes more sense now what Nick was doing last year when people were saying that he's trying to get bags for Pascal and Fred. That meant he was trying to help Siakam get the Supermax last year. Well, they failed at it. In some ways, that chance may not be as easy this year. In some ways, I think Siakam deserves the Supermax, but in some ways, it's fucked up. Excuse my language. That the reporters decide that whether he gets that money or not. Like in some ways, that's gross. That the press can decide how much money Pascal gets paid, and that's messed up. So I don't know. In some ways, he may not be set up to get the All NBA this year because he's going to have to play more equal with everybody. So we'll have to see. Stargate saying if Malachi can't show up and show out against this Aussie team, well, at least 12 points and 8 assists, or else I don't want to hear you Malachi apologists. Well, let's predict greatness and good things for Malachi instead of failure. But we'll see, Stargate. We'll see. I would say that's a good stat line. I'll be okay with him getting that stuff. I think the 8 assists may be too many. I don't think he'll get that many assists. But even get at least 12 points or more, especially if they're not playing some of the starters in this game. That could very well be true. We may not see a whole lot of Scottie and Pascal against Carnes on Sunday, just so y'all know. David's saying he's had one game under Darko. Give me a break. He's going to need more than 72 hours to figure this out. I don't even like Flynn, but come on. David standing up for Malachi. I love it. Good job, David. Let's see what else y'all are saying in the chat this morning. Quick Take saying Maxey's team. Blow it up. Real. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Quick Takes. Go on and get a quick take out there and say, you know what? The Sixers should blow it up with Joel and build around Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, some Sixers fans would agree with you. That's why I'm saying you could start that spark and then boom, all of a sudden, the divided fan base. We need to blow it up and just get rid of Joel. I'm sick of that bum Embiid. Get him out of here. Boom, dumpster fire, dumpster fire. Fans at each other's throats about what should happen. That's what I'm saying. Blow it up. Blow it up real good. Do it. Shaq Lindsay's here. Good to see Shaq Lindsay. GTJ and Dennis will complement each other on the starting and second lineup. Yeah, and they can flip. If we really need to flip and do Dennis in the bench and Gary in the starting lineup, that's no big deal. But I think this is the way it looks is best. In some ways, having Dennis's leadership right off the bat and Gary's scoring coming off the bench to help with the scoring for the bench, it's just smart. Because Dennis is not going to score a lot on our team. That's the one thing people need to realize. Dennis is just supplemental scoring when we're in trouble. He'll take the shots and he'll make them. But in some ways, we're not orienting our offense around Dennis getting a lot of points like we are with Gary. So they're very, very different looks. And in some ways, we have so much scoring in the starting lineup with Siakam, Barnes, and OG that we don't need Gary in the starting lineup with them also. It's much better to have a facilitator, a quick pace setter. That's another reason why you start Dennis, is because he sets our pace like a point guard would. Instead of Fred setting that walk up the court pace, we're going to set that pace of running right at them and go into the paint as quickly as possible with Dennis Schroeder at the beginning of the game. It's a very much a similar reason to why I like having Jakob in the starting lineup. In some ways, you have to establish the paint presence and keep the other team out of the paint for getting easy baskets. That's why when we didn't start a center, it was so easy for people to establish low post games and in the paint kind of games and kill us and dominate the whole game. Well, Jakob comes out there to say, I'm establishing this with my strength and size. Y'all ain't coming in here. So it's an important thing to establish in the beginning of the game, the paint presence to keep people out and also to establish the pace of the game with the point guard named Dennis Schroeder pushing the ball quickly right off the bat after the jump ball. So those are two reasons why I like those two guys in the starting lineup for those reasons. Let's see. MSJ saying at not very interested to see how many he rotates into a game. Seems to me between Otto, Dick, McDaniels, and Gary, we could see Gary, Grady, Otto, Jalen, Chris, and Precious as a second unit. Lots of shooting there. You know, it could be in flux. It doesn't necessarily have to be a set five that are the bench five that come in after the starting five. Now, I think Gary's for sure every single time. I think Precious is a for sure every single time. I think Chris is a for sure every single time. They were last year. Why wouldn't they be this year still? Now, those other two spots in the backup five of the bench five coming out off the bench could be Jalen McDaniels and Malachi one night. Could be Thaddeus Young and Jeff Doughton Jr. one night. I think it's like you switch it in and out. It could be even Koloko when he's healthy. He comes in and he's one of the five in the 10-man rotation. I think those last two spots in a 10-man rotation are flexible, and they may be on a need for that night basis, that kind of stuff. Quick Takes is saying, hate makes Raptors freaks. Fiercely saying, keep sleeping on Scottie. Soon y'all will see his greatness. That's right. Putting him behind Porzingis. Dropping him from 39 to 65. What is that going on with that? That's messed up. Reeves is good, but I hear y'all. In some ways, he's overhyped. He's not as good as they're saying he is. I won't say he's not good. There's some things about him that are very good, but in some ways, he's also very overhyped. And once again, the NBA hype machine gets behind certain players. They're frauds. I really think Jason Tatum is a fraud. In some ways, they push him so hard as one of the top superstars in his league. He sucks. In some ways, he's garbage. He's not good in clutch. And you saw him in the game on Sunday. His jump shot looks like it's digressed in the last summer. It's like, look, Scottie got a better shot this summer. He's shooting much more squared up. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum's fundamentals are deteriorating right before our eyes with how he shoots. So I'm like, what? Jason Tatum is a good example of an overhyped player in this league, like Ben Simmons, Zion Williamson, and Austin Reeves. These guys haven't done enough for me to put that kind of respect on them like they want me to. I'm sorry. I do not recognize Jason Tatum as the best player on the Boston Celtics. I recognize Jaylen Brown for that. Yes, I do. That's right. Let's see. MSJ saying, David Saborn, I really hope Flynn is gone soon. No room for him. He's not going to get better, and the focus should be elsewhere. No idea why some cheer for this guy. Let's not be complete haters. He's a Raptor, and we do want him to be successful. You can't say this, Chris. This isn't a positive statement. In some ways, we want him to try and do it, but I want Masai to be smart and cut ties with him if it's time, finally. Fiercely saying, Reeves higher than OG? ESPN clearly didn't pay attention to FIBA. Oh, wait, they omitted some USA posts. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Yeah, it's stupid at this point. I mean, they're going to underrank us like crazy. It is whatever. They did a better job last year. We know Siakam's in the top 50, and he may be the only Raptor in the top 50 at this point, obviously. I don't see them putting Pirtle or Gary up there. Who else would be up there? Dennis? No. So Pascal will be the only player that is in the top 50, I'm sure. And we'll have to see where they put him. They better not put him anywhere lower than 20. They better not. I mean, any further past 20. They better be 20 and lower is what I'm saying. Stargate saying David, but come on, what? It's a freaking Aussie team. If you can't look like some semblance of an NBA player against that team, then HM. I mean, everybody should look good against Carnes. But once again, let's not have this kind of mentality that they're a slouch and that they're just easy to beat up on. That may very well be true. But in some ways, that kind of cockiness is the error of the USA basketball team. They usually, take them lightly. Don't take any team from anywhere lightly at this point. The Australian League is competitive and good. They play a different style, but we'll have to see how it matches up against us on Sunday. So in some ways, I don't want to take them lightly. We got to respect our opponents. Now, one of the cool things about the main event marquee matchup is that it's not the same competition every time. The main event marquee matchup was an octagon UFC match for the Sacramento game, Damatis versus Scottie. But these things can be all kinds of bouts. They could be boxing matches, wrestling matches, specialty wrestling matches. They could be UFC matches. They could even be sports competitions. I have been a huge fan of the Laugh Olympics from cartoons, Hanna-Barbera, when I was a kid. If y'all watched that show, it was like Scooby-Doo in the Olympics, and it was so much fun. In some ways, the marquee main event matchup will be kind of those kind of competitions where we're putting players from our team against players for the other team in fun, weird competition ideas. So it's not just going to be fights, y'all. There could be some really weird ones. I'm trying to figure out a really cool one for this Australian team this weekend. Our marquee main event matchup, a new segment on the show this season. Let's see. Infamous is saying, I believe most USA writers and some of ours do lazy research when it comes to our team. I bet you some reporters in the States think that Dwayne Casey is still the coach. Yeah, I mean, seriously, there's a lot of laziness when it comes to covering us, for sure. This is a very true point. David's saying, the way I see it, MSJ is Masai believes in him, and Fred and Nick were terrible for his development. At this point, this many years, we may as well see how he does. Yeah, and he's still on a very good contract. In some ways, he does have value. So it's tough. It's tough. This may be the last chance, though. Let's just put it that way. And like David said, these guys are out of his way and shouldn't be holding him back anymore. So he needs to do what he's got to do. Fiercely saying, my daughter laughs when she hears those F-bombs. She's a teen, used to it. I overhear her with her friends. So anyway, stay authentic, Lex. I appreciate that, Fiercely. In some ways, look, Ahmed is not of age to be watching this channel, but he is still of age to watch this channel because he's watching it. And he's living in a war country right now. So it's like, man, let the kid watch my channel. I don't care if he's 18. In some ways I get this. I don't know. It's a weird situation. I know parents treat this differently with their kids, all different kinds of parenting styles. So I'm not going to tell y'all how to raise your kids. And, I have no problem with whatever. And I apologize once again if I've been a bad role model for people that have been around y'all. But love you, Fiercey, and I think it's fun that your daughter likes my f bombs. She laughs about it. As Shaq's saying, I hope Pascal realizes that the system is predicated on a team rather than one player or two. So he might have to take a step back, and that might affect his numbers, which will have effect on his contributions. I think that part of it is going to be he's going to have a more well-rounded game. I want to see him really average high rebounds and assists, and really see something new on the defensive end with maybe finding more steals and blocks also. He can be a complete player, but we've really relied on his isolation game so heavy in recent years. We forget just how talented all around Siakam is also. We can talk about Scottie can do it all on the court. Well, in a lot of ways, Siakam can do it all on the court also. And we want to see more of that. Infamous saying, please don't censor yourself. It takes away from your authenticity. They said the same about Sheb, and he said it's not changing. See, in some ways, he is probably the most like me out of everybody's doing content. And, in some ways, it's not that I'll take his lead, but his philosophies are very similar to mine. So I think this will stay like this, but maybe I'll limit it and very much. Robert De Niro says you don't need to cuss to be powerful and say stuff. It's like sometimes when you don't cuss, you get your message across even better. I don't know. I'm going to tinker with this. And when it happens naturally and it just comes out of me, I'll be like, oh, crap. But I'll be like, no, you know what? It's natural. It just came out authentically. So MSJ saying at David could be if he could only shoot the ball better. My take is that he can't in the NBA. He can do it at Pro-Am. He could get 80 points in Seattle in front of everybody. He can come down to the Matt Me Center here in Toronto and go to the Toronto Pro-Am and kill it there too. Can you do it in the NBA more, Malachi? Please, please. MSJ saying at David could be if he could only shoot. Oh, yeah, I just read that one. David saying, you may be right, bud. We'll see. See, this is the thing. You guys are not, you're debating things in a very grown-up, mature way. And it really is that way. We just got to see how Malachi's path will unfold. If you had asked me after the first game of the preseason that we would talk so much about Malachi Flynn, I would have been saying, like, no, why are we talking about Malachi so much? But in some ways, he's a lightning rod as far as to things right now, especially with the fact that we're going to have to cut someone. And right now, it looks like Jeffrey Doughton Jr. Right now, it looks like him. But we want us to give Jeff a chance to show us what he's doing in preseason first. Trevor's saying, what do you expect when people want you and I can't get you? What does that mean? I don't know. Cowboy is saying this. I do want to cut off. I want to finish before 2 hours. The F bombs maybe have maybe have a day for the kids. So you want me to like stop the F bombs and have a day where I don't cuss? Well, we did do that one summer. Last year, I had my niece and nephew on the stream with me, and I couldn't cuss with them on the stream. And that was a child-friendly stream that day. What's your favorite NBA mascot? That one. I don't know. We'll see. I appreciate the feedback from you guys, and I do want to improve the channel to cater to what you guys care about and what your needs are. Seymour saying, from what I saw, if Pascal buys in, we won't lose. Trust me. Learn team ball over one versus one. He's buying in. And this is part of the reason why Darko's so delighted and happy is that Siakam would maybe the one person he's worried about the most with this new system. But Siakam doesn't even look at it as he's having to change any more than anybody else. So in some ways, Siakam has the right attitude. He feels like he's not being singled out and that it's just all of them have to learn Darko's system and all play the same way. And he's okay with that. I'm sure he's all about equality. Some ways he's not an egotist. He's not this guy who's like, I need to do this. I need to do this. In some ways, his having the ball so much really was Nick driving him to do that. And it's not like he was the one who was trying to be selfish. It was really the direction of Nick. We've said this so much in the last week or so. But yeah, it's for sure. Cowboys saying, what's up, Seymour? Have you been to the Badlands yet by Medicine Hat? It's a nice road trip. Cool. Yeah, I'd like to get out there someday too. David's saying, you don't need to be so aggressive, Stargate. I don't actually care what you think. Give him a chance or not. Ultimatums are not opportunities. I don't even know where Stargate said that. It must have been like something he erased, or I don't even see that comment anymore. All right, let's keep going. Seymour is saying, no, not yet, but maybe this weekend I'll check it out. There you go. Seymour, go get on the Badlands. The Badlands. Yeah. Cowboys saying if Flynn doesn't do more under Darko before the trade deadline, then maybe we should move on. But for now, he's wearing a Raptors jersey, so let's effing go. See, Cowboy, you're trying to make me say F bombs. You write them in, I might have to say them. Seymour saying, checked out Drumheller. They got dinosaurs all over the city. It's pretty cool. All right. All right. We're getting a good tour guide of central Canada right now. I like this. Stargate saying that David wasn't getting aggressive at all. All I did was repeat what you wrote. Hope he does well. He needs to. This is the last chance. That's right, y'all. Yeah, let's clear everything up. We're good here. There's peace, love, and understanding. Let's do it. Yeah, Shaq saying taking less money might be a better option for Pascal if he wants to stay in Toronto. Masai has to think about keeping this core together. That's true too. In some ways, and this may be not really like kind of like intentional, but Darko's system may very much save the Raptors money with the players. In some ways, if they're more equaled out, then maybe they're not trying to get as huge a number. Like that's the thing. If Siakam doesn't get all NBA, he can't get the Supermax this year. That in some ways saves the team some money, I think. At least it makes Ed Rogers not feel so like uh, being a miser and penny pincher. You'd be like, oh, Siakam doesn't make the All NBA, then I save money. In some ways, the system, the Darko may do this, actually save the Raptors some money and help with the cap. So we'll have to see. Cowboys saying, you should, yeah, you should. It looks like you're on another planet. What? Oh, over in Badlands. Yeah. Seymour saying Malachi looked lost. Not gonna lie. He was running the team okay, but I just hate how he misses open shots. And in some ways, I feel like he could be doing more out there than he's doing at this point in his career. This is his 4th year, right? He's been in the league for 4 years or something. So he should be on another level already. Let's see. Quick Takes is laughing 100%. And David's saying, yep, it sure is. Now or never. It's now or never. Doing some Elvis. All right. Cowboys saying later, Lex, bam, and Raptor Freaks. Have a blessed and safe day. Thank you, Cowboy. And David saying Jason Tatum is the same as Joel Embiid, an appointed superstar with no credentials. All-star games aren't credentials. They're stat accomplishments without including usage and efficiency. Yeah, I would agree with this. Where's these guys bling bling? They ain't got no bling bling. No, they don't. In fact, they've been proven losers in playoff situations. All kinds of playoff losing situations. Joel Embiid running through the halls of Scotiabank Arena crying. Jason Tatum going to finals and choking and losing in the finals twice in his career. Yeah, these are losers. That's right. You put some more shine on Nikola Jokic. You put some more shine on Pascal Siakam. You put some more shine on Giannis Antetokounmpo. These are champions. That's what I'm saying right there. Yeah. Yeah. Stargate's laughing out loud, Lex. NBA Chef said the same thing about Tatum last night on his Spaces. That's awesome. See what I'm saying? Listen, I do not listen to Chef. If great minds are thinking alike, that's what this is in some ways. And I say the same thing. His shot looked like garbage on the first game when they played. He was like 0 for 9 or something to start the game or something. He was absolute garbage. So yeah, he's regressed. I think in some ways we're going to see these guys exposed without Grant Williams and Marcus Smart around to bully people for them and be tough guys around them. What, that stick man's going to do it? No, he's not. That man is not going to help them. So they're going to have some issues in Boston with toughness and kind of like a dog. These guys are soft in a way, Tatum and Brown. They're soft in a way. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Infamous is saying, why is everyone going after Flynn after one preseason game? Because Raptors Nation is perfectionists, and we want to see perfect out there. And if there was one blemish on our record for Sunday night, it was Malachi. And I don't even feel like he was that bad. He shot poorly, and that's the thing that I come down on him for, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to shoot good, Malachi. But he did get assists and rebounds, so I will give him credit. He wasn't bad. And the whole scheme of Malachi games in his history, that was a good Malachi game, even though he was like 1 for 6 from the field. So I'll give him some credit. He had a more well-rounded game with the assists and the rebounds. So Dana's saying Oliver Rio is going to be better than Wemby. Whoa, that's a lofty prediction right there, Dana. All right, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this all goes. I really like Wemby though. And part of the reason why I think Wemby's going to be successful is the intangibles, is the character, is the drive. He's a really good young man, and he's very smart, and he's with the right team. He's with Popovich. He has the mentorship of Tim Duncan and David Robinson behind him. So yeah, Wemby's all set up to succeed because he's not going to get in the way of himself. And he's got a lot of people supporting around him that are really going to get the best out of him. So that's why I'm really high on him. He's, first of all, got the right attitude, the right learning acumen. He's really dedicating his life to taking care of his body correctly, because in some ways that's the biggest knock. Is he going to be fragile? No, this man's strengthening his body with all kinds of crazy yoga and weightlifting and things like that. So that's why I believe in him. Now, Oliver Rio, I've barely seen. I've heard the name before, but I can't say anything knowledgeable about him because I really am not knowledgeable about him. I've just heard the name, and I know he's up and coming in France, right? Let's see. Randolph saying, Lex, you are so good at what you do. You're number one because of your knowledge, passion for the Raptors, and then your humorous nature. I love your program. Keep up the good job, sir. High compliments, and I appreciate it, Randolph. And seriously, you're a big part of this channel also. We look forward to your blessings every morning. And honestly, your voice and what you say in the chat also is very, very much valued. We appreciate you, Randolph, and the whole Phillips family. Once again, blessings to you and your family and friends. Quick Take saying, Tatum's my guy, but Brown is the dog on that team. Glad he got his bag. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm a hater. In some ways, if Tatum played for another team, I may give him more respect. And because he wears that ugly green, I'm going to tear him down. And especially because he's their poster boy. He's the one that the NBA wants to anoint as the future of the league. And I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that. OG Anunoby and Scottie Barnes are more of a future of the league than Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, if you ask me. In some ways, they want to drive it towards the Celtics getting more championships by pushing it that way in the hype machine of perception. Well, I wish they would do more hype and perception for us, because in some ways we have a lot of the same things that are going good with our young guys, and they don't get that kind of shine and superstar kind of stuff. So I'm like, I don't believe in them. That's my counterbalance to that. You know, they're going to do it to our guys. I'll do it back to theirs, and I won't give them credit. I like Jaylen Brown. I think he's a great player. And I like that you say he's the dog on the team. In some ways, I'm not right. Jaylen isn't better than Jason, but I'm a hater, and I'm a hate. That's right. Seymour saying McDaniels looks good with the squad. He fit really nicely in, like right away. Really looked real good. I wish Malachi could look that good with our team after 4 years. Jaylen took one game. He came in and he looked like it was good. David saying it's not your responsibility to monitor who's watching the channel or how old any of these people are. I know. I don't think I can get in trouble for that. Listen, you know what? Young people, if you want to watch me, just realize you're getting into an adult space where I will talk about world events, politics. I will talk about sex. I will talk about weird stuff sometimes that maybe y'all shouldn't be hearing. But some of y'all, maybe, you know, if you get to a certain age, you can watch me and maybe this is actually a good channel for you because you're getting the truth. You know, some places they will try and hide stuff or they won't just give you the straight goods. That's the one thing about here is we try and do that. And in some ways, it could be very educational for a young person around Amit's age and just a little bit older. You know, teenagers, that's okay. In some ways, I don't mind a teenager watching me because what? They're being exposed to F-bombs and different things like that in other places. And in some ways, it's good for a young person to get a more worldly view because some of the stuff we're talking about on this channel isn't just basketball. We're talking about very deep stuff, world events, philosophical things, politics. There's a lot here to educate the youth. And in some ways, I don't want to dissuade them. I say I mark the 18 and older, but if somebody's 16 or 17 and 15, they're watching me, I'm not going to be upset. And in some ways, that's okay. That's okay. Quick Take saying Siakam just has to buy in. Yeah, I think he has. I'll point to he is bought in, and he's all about what he's going to do. He's going to do it. He's going to do what he's going to do with the system here. I like it. I like it. Let's see. Fiercely saying at Seymour, agreed. Another addition people are sleeping on. Front office did great picking him up. You know, they try to say we had like one of the worst off seasons out of all the teams this summer. That's bullshit. How can you say that? We just hired the young hotshot new coach that's going to be changing the league once again. Just like Nick Nurse did when we hired him. He changed the league. Well, Darko's going to change the league also. I'm going to predict that right now. And then Dennis Schroeder, the MVP of the FIBA World Cup. How is that a loss? How is that a loss? Oh, because you're equating him to Fred? Well, still, how is that a loss, y'all? How is that a loss, NBA media in the US? Seriously. And then on the down low, you're not even paying attention to a Jalen McDaniels or a draft pick of Grady Dick, a very astute two-way pickup of Marquise Noel. We've been killing it. We stole a player from the Bulls named Javon Freeman Liberty that the Bulls fans are upset about. We stole Jalen McDaniels from the Sixers, and they're upset about him. We stole Dennis Schroeder from the Lakers, and they're upset about him. Oh, why are all these old fan bases upset that their players are with us now? Did we have a bad offseason? No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Casuals will say that. But if you really dig deep and you actually look at what we did really good this offseason. We really did. Let's see. Seymour saying West Coast got that good bud. That's what y'all are known for over there, that BC bud. Y'all been known for that for a long, long time. That's right. BC bud. That's right. Let's see. Quick Take saying, yeah, Flynn is vital. We'll have to see. He may not be vital, though. We may have a better backup point guard than him. MSJ saying, I'm not saying I don't like Flynn, and we need him to play well. He is vital. All right. Infamous is saying, we let kids watch movies, play video games, and violence and swearing. But come on, complain about Lex using F-bombs? There's a report that says the opposite. Swearing is a sign of intelligence. Well, one of the things about swearing is people that swear are more likely to be truthful. That's what they say too. If sometimes you think about it, somebody who can't swear or doesn't express themselves fully with no filter, well, they're censoring themselves, and they may not be telling you all the information with being coming forth with the verbal diarrhea that may include some F-bombs. That's the difference right there. I'm not, in some ways, I don't actually think about what I'm saying right now. I'm free flowing from my brain with no filter. And that's part of the reason why this stream is so crazy, is that if I used a filter thinking about what I was about to say, sometimes I catch myself just a little bit, and you'll see it. But most of the time, this is free flowing, straight from the brain out of the mouth. And sometimes that's dangerous. That's very dangerous for certain people. If they're like Donald Trump, if he was free flowing from his brain, that's why he can't do debates. Because did they ask him a question, he can't just hardline whatever bullshit he's programmed to say. And he's not creative enough. He's more likely to step in it and indict himself or incriminate himself if he's actually just free flowing like I am. So that's what I'm saying. In some ways, there's a lot of truth to this. Seymour saying, Fiercey, UNICEF points, please. Laugh out loud, trivia killer. You're on top. I'm more active in trivia. You want her to send you some of her trivia points to you? UNICEF them? Is that a verb? I've never heard somebody say UNICEF them. Oh man, it is Halloween coming up. UNICEF, that's right. Monique is saying W stream Lex, keep at it always. Cut, go Raptors. Yes, thank you, Mo. I appreciate you. And MSJ definitely 100 from Quick Takes. Trevor's saying the Toronto Raptors will play style of NBA basketball and FIBA style with Coach Darko and point guard Dennis Schroeder. These guys know their FIBA, and if we can get some FIBA flavor to the Raptors, this could be very successful. Seriously. In some ways, teams are moving away from team ball. Well, team ball wins basketball. That's just a basic tenement of basketball. Basketball is not an individual sport. It's a team sport. So why the hell does the NBA want to go towards more individual play? The beauty of the beautiful game is the team working together like a FIBA game. And the NBA, if you want to just do superstar showcase and make it more individual oriented, well, we'll continue to build our team in a team style, and we'll come at y'all and we'll win because team basketball beats the individual play. And that's just the damn truth. It's been proven over and over again throughout the history of the NBA. The better team wins. The overall better team that plays as a team, plays defense, plays like a team, wins. And that superstar team will get beat every time. I'm telling you. Seymour saying Reeves is no better than Adam Morrison. I don't want to sully Austin Reeves too much because I know Dennis Schroeder loves him. And, that's very much a sullying. That is such a sullying, Seymour. You're saying he's an Adam Morrison. He's a little bit better than Adam Morrison already. So I don't know if that's totally fair, but I think it's funny too. And I'm laughing about it too. Wayne Strainer saying, ditto that, David. This is an adult content channel. We ain't watching kiddie programs, or I don't think we do. I want Siakam to earn his money the way he's been doing it, working damn hard. He earns it. Yeah, in some ways, look, the Raptors are very oriented towards kids, and we do have a very young fan base with a lot of children. but I'm sure they can be a child's Raptor fan group that's kind of like me in their own way. If somebody wants to do that, go ahead. But in some ways, this part of what I'm trying to do with this channel is build culture in our fan base. That in some ways, if we unite and we come together and go to games and do stuff when we're a passionate group like the Raptor family is, that's good because we're building a culture of our fan base. And that's part of the reason why I do the Tuesday trivia on Doug Christie, because we have a history. You know, the Celtics has such a crazy history. The Lakers have such a crazy history. We got to start somewhere. And so we need a fan base and fans that really take Raptors culture and the history of it seriously and honor it. And that's part of what I'm trying to check off here, is to be that kind of fan group that does that, that we're proud of being Raptors Nation. We're proud of being Raptors fans, and we're proud about our history and our franchise. And that's a big part of what I'm trying to do here for sure. Fiercey's laughing at Seymour. Tom saying Sheriff Seymour Pape is a funny dude. Love it. You are awesome. Cut off here. Go Raptors. Go Raptor your day, everybody. I love it. Say what you gotta. Yeah, say it now, Tom Dookie is saying. Quick Take saying, we still got champagne left over. Bling, bling. Yeah. Trevor J saying, Lex, you can't be anybody else other than you. The key to success is being yourself. Over here, grown folks business. There you go. Trevor said it right there. If some kids are listening to me vicariously, you learn a little bit of language. It is what it is. Who's calling me? I'm not going to answer this. Don't be calling me. But yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I mean, it's such a tough thing. I can't wait for my niece and nephew to get a little older so I don't feel so bad about them watching me. I know my cousin's son's watching me. He's very much a huge Raptors fan, and he loves watching me. And he's a little bit underage to watch me, but they don't mind. They're like kind of like, you know what? He's going to grow up and hear this stuff anyway. You might as well hear it from cousin Lex. No big deal. So it really is an individual parenting decision, whether you allow them to hear me or not. Let's see. Stargate is saying next that, hang on. I like Jaylen Brown as well, just on another team. Yeah, I'd like to see him go to another team. It'd be fun. I'll be very happy for him to leave the Celtics. Seriously, this is the way I'm talking right now is what Celtics fans say about Siakam. Man, I love Siakam, but I'd love to see him on the Hawks. I'd love to see him get the hell out of Toronto. Oh, it's so annoying he's on Toronto. This is a similar action. So can you understand the possibility that fans of the Celtics come in and act like they're Toronto fans and they say, we need to trade Siakam. We need to trade Siakam right now. You see that stuff in the comment sections around Raptor spaces. Realize sometimes it is like a Celtics fan that just hates Siakam being on the Raptors, and they're trying to make that go away. That's what I'm saying. The trade rumors like, oh, Siakam can't be there anymore. They need to trade him. OG needs to be traded. It's the same stuff. So in some ways, I'll say they need to trade Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown doesn't need to be on the Celtics. Tom Duke saying that's baloney that people don't swear aren't honest. I'm just saying I only like a certain amount before I interrupt and ask if a person has a problem with me. You know what? I get what Tom's trying to say. People can have manners and be honest and not cuss so much. I don't know. It's a tough, different thing. In some ways, you're safeguarding and censoring yourself. In some ways, you're not being completely honest just in what I just said. If you feel like you want to say an F-bomb and you don't say it just because you're trying not to be rude, well, is that being completely honest, Tom? You wanted to say an F-bomb, but you couldn't because you wanted to censor yourself. That's not totally being honest. That's even if it's not like a lie or anything, you're not being honest with how you feel because you didn't express yourself freely, is what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's semantics, and in some ways it doesn't matter. Wayne's saying, no comparison, Lex. Trump is a pathetic liar. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. He can't do a speaking like me. If he had a live stream every morning like this, holy crap, his career wouldn't have gone anywhere. People would have seen right away how much of a full of shit he is. Yeah, they would have. Stargate saying our perceived worst offseason is just a xenophobic American media narrative against the Raptors. It's just more of the same old. That team up there in Canada, hate and maligning and misjudging and perceiving them lower than they are. That's right. We're coming. We're going to do it. We got Coach Darko. Scottie's ready to blossom and be that man in his third NBA season. That's right. Fiercely saying, had Wancho been part of this season, he would have had a better run with Darko. I think that might be true. That's an interesting brain exercise. I think about Juancho Hernan Gueye playing under Darko Rajakovic. Very interesting what he could have been used for. It could be that he could have been like backup to Jakob as that hub guy at the top of the key in some ways. Nick did use him a little bit like that last year, just a little tiny bit. Fiercely saying part of the crew this season. Yeah, that would have been nice. Seriously, that would have been interesting to see Juancho on the team. You have a great balance, Lex. I appreciate that, Tom. I do have pretty good balance. Like I'll start to fall over and I always catch myself. Knock on wood. I want to continue to do that. And the other thing that I have that I didn't realize, the more I get older, I realize I have really good reaction. Like if I'm about to drop something, for some reason, I'll catch it with the other hand before it falls. It's really weird. Like I call it my hockey goalie reflexes, that I could have maybe been a hockey goalie because I'm really good at stopping things quickly when they're moving. Like I could be dropping my phone with one hand and I grab it with the other hand. It's crazy. I don't even understand how I have such crazy reflexes. And it's not actually like something I perceive or do. It's just something I do in the moment. I do it really quickly with no thought. Like, oh, I catch it, and boom, I get it. It's weird. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm sure some of y'all have the same kind of thing. Fiercely or Stargate saying, Adam Morrison, yikes, you really don't like Reeves. Yeah, that's a little bit too low. That's a little bit too low. Kenrick saying Pascal will be happy to have energy for the fourth quarter under the new system. In some ways, this is true. What Kenrick's saying, if he has more energy near the end, he can go for the glory easier, and he'll look better because of it. And that could counterbalance any perceived things about the All-NBA stuff. If he's winning games and he's showing a franchise take-it-home kind of like superstar thing, then it may be harder for them to deny him All-NBA. This is just a different route to try and go get it. If you can get it that way, and like, look, if his stats overall go up and his scoring goes down, that may look good to them also because they know that he can score a lot. But if he's getting a ton more rebounds and assists and the defensive stats, then they go up, they'd be like, well, Siakam's even better all around this year. I don't know. We'll have to see. In some ways, he's at a detriment just because he's on our team in the whole perceiving of this. And it also will be dependent on how good our team is. Last year, we weren't good enough for him to get all NBA, even though he probably deserved it. So in a lot of ways, it's dependent on how the Raptors' record is over the season, whether Siakam will get all NBA. So, yeah. Oh, man. Crazy. Thank you, Quick Takes. Most official fan channel. That's right. Quick Takes, in some ways, he is a journalist. In some ways, he's an opiner. He's somebody who has opinions. And in some ways, I'm a fan. I'm diehard just with one team. Quick Takes is covering all the league. And a lot of people do that. A lot of the people that cover the Raptors are reporters like Oren Weisfeld. Oren Weisfeld wants to not be a homer for the Raptors completely because he may want a job in another job market and cover another team. That's why in some ways my content is very different than most of the Raptors content, because some of them aren't like so diehard passionately, dedicated to the team like I am. They may be more like Grange and be like, I'm looking at the whole league and covering the whole league, and the Raptors are my market. That's all. And I don't have any allegiance to helping them. I'm just going to talk basketball, and I'll just say whatever bullshit I'm going to say, like Masai's going to Washington. So let's see. What else you guys are saying? We'll wrap it up. We got 3 minutes. I appreciate that, Quick Takes. That's a huge compliment. And your channel is absolutely amazing and awesome. I really want to help you grow as much as I can. I'm going to continue putting you on blast. David's got Monique on blast. And Tom's saying, I can imply a swear word. You have seen me. Butthole face. There's one right there. Of course I swear. Just don't like it when I hear my inner trucker take over. Yeah, there may be some shaming of like this. And to me, I've never been shamed really for cussing too much. There was one time where I said some cuss words on the radio and I got in trouble. It was during a sports call-in show that I was hosting in the 90s. And I dropped an F-bomb by accident on the air. And my sports department manager was in the station when that happened. And he played it really well. He came in and he got on the microphone. He said, Lexi, the FCC's here at the door, knocking on the door now from what you just did. And we had a good laugh. Nothing came of it. But in those situations, when you're on FM radio in the public and you drop an F-bomb, the station can get fined. And that's no good. Your employer's not going to be happy with you if you get that to happen. So, Yeah, it was crazy. Tom, David's laughing at Tom. I have reflexes like that too, Lex, like a cat. Yeah, it's like kind of like you see it happening in your mind, but not really perceiving it, but you're there already. Boom. David knows what I'm talking about. Wayne's saying, okay, money in my pocket time. Have David link me as to how to place my over under bet. When is the best or appropriate time to place my bet? Turning the Raptors channel into a Raptors betting site. All right, I will say this right now. Do it right now. Because Wayne, if you wait too long, the secret about the Raptors will get revealed more and more as they play. Now we've seen the first initial first impression, and it looks real good. So I would say go ahead and do it now, today, because the more they play and the more they get in the season, it's more likely that people are going to be like, "Oh crap!" That, and also the odds will change because the Raptors will do better, and Vegas will amend the odds to be more fitting to what they actually are. So you got to jump in blindly before the season starts and make those bets now, is what I'm saying. Yeah, no doubt. Back at you. Quick takes 100% behind you. Like I know you are behind me. Most saying, have a blast for me on Sunday. Did you see Casey Bannerman's new drop? Yeah, I've seen Casey's new jersey. He's made a woolen jersey. He's done this Grady Dick sequin jersey earlier, and he said, "Oh, I got something even bigger and newer." He's basically taken yarn and weaved a whole jersey out of yarn. It's very hot, I'm sure, but it's the old school purple dinosaur Raptor jersey, and it looks pretty cool. It may be very nice to wear in the winter where it's cold, but don't play basketball in it. That thing won't breathe, and you may be getting some sweatiness if you're trying to play in a wool jersey that he just put out. It's crazy. David's saying it's still 36.5 games, so do it now. Yeah, do it now. So I'm saying. And David's saying use Bet 360, but there are other options. Okay, good information. Right at 2 hours. Thank y'all for joining me today for Tuesday Trivia on Doug Dale Christie. We learned a little bit more about an old Raptors player that actually should get more recognition and shine. Doug was one of the leaders in steals in the NBA for a few years. That's why he was defensive team. And he was really an important player for the Raptors a couple seasons. Without him, we would have been even worse than we were already bad. So we appreciate you, Doug Christie. A great Raptor in some ways, but even better King. He really is more a Sacramento King in the whole scheme of things, being an assistant coach for many years and also playing on some very important Kings teams back in the day with Chris Webber, Jason Williams, Peja Stojakovic, Vlade Divac. Scott Pollard, those kind of teams. So, yeah, appreciating you, Doug Christie, and your history with the Toronto Raptors. All right, y'all, thanks for watching me. Tomorrow's a Wow Wednesday. I'll be back at 9:30, and we'll talk our daily Raptors. Let's go Raptors! Ah!